Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby. Come remind the grind. Man, you know how it go down. We have to give it to you, man. It's the home edition, man. From outside. We know Van City weather's getting better, so you know we're gonna be out here all the time. So this house gonna go down. Yo, you know, I've been uh, I've been coming to you and giving it to you where I'm saying what's changed since the last time I've been out here. But I think today I'm not even gonna do that, man. I'm gonna get right into certain things that may make you feel uncomfortable. But if it makes you feel uncomfortable, that means it's time for you to sit down and talk about it. You know what I mean? So, these gonna be things like, certain, let's say, microaggressions, man. And you may be not doing this on purpose or inadvertently doing it that you don't even know you're doing. But if you have you see a black person, you may do this. You feel what I'm saying? It may even happen in your workplace. So I'm just gonna give you some things where, I think that you can think about these things. So, and one of the ones that I've been through is where, somebody said, they look at you and they go, wow, you got nice skin, and either they look at your skin and then they say you have nice skin, and then, they kind of touch their face and they kind of wondering, wow, how can your skin is so nice? And then they proceed to want to touch your face. Do you feel what I'm saying? And then the next one is you look at somebody's hair and you say, man, you got nice hair. And then proceeding to, can I touch it? You feel what I'm saying? And even in your office or in a meeting where, and I had this happen to me where I gave an example and one of the bosses was like, Valentine, that's a really smart example. If you feel what I'm saying? And it was like, I couldn't have came up with it myself or something. And even, forgetting your name or thinking, and all black people look alike. You know what? You're at work and your boss forgets your name. There may be one other black person at work and they call you by that name. You know what I mean? That's just something that, like I said, you might not be doing it on purpose or inadvertently doing it that you don't know. That's something you got to check yourself on, man. You've got to make sure that these things don't happen. You've got to remember people's names, remember what they look like, and not just the color of their skin. And thinking, yep, is that, that must, no. You need to get it together. There ain't no confusing two people, man, just because the color of their skin. So some of that, if we can get down with that, and y'all like to get in touch with your friends or whoever you have and ask them, have I been doing this, and how can I change, or how can I not inadvertently do these things? You know what I mean? So it's all about education, baby. You just got to understand and ask your friends and let them help you. But it's not up to the black people to help you. You need to actually go look in the mirror and check yourself, and then you can figure it out and how you need to change. You feel me? So, and then I'm gonna break you off like this with the there's a bunch of teams that's wanting to change their name, and all I'm saying is, what's in a name, man? And we got you got the Washington Redskins, had their name for over 100 years. The Chicago Blackhawks, one of the original six, probably over 100 years too. Who knows? And Atlanta Braves, Cleveland Indians, you know, the Kansas City Chiefs, and these are big time, these are big name teams. You know what I mean? And they are looking into how they can change and integrate something else into the mix. And then, you know, you have Edmonton Eskimos and even the college teams like the SFU Klansmen. You feel what I'm saying? And look here, it's truly all what's in the name, man. Because if I'm going to go with the SFU Klansmen, because the Klansman's been around for what, over 50, 60 years? And I'm thinking that somehow calling it the Klansmen back in the day wasn't, I'm not sure it was supposed to be the Klansmen, but that's what it ended up being. And I know where it came from. It came from Scottish heritage, where the Klansmen, these are people who were getting beaten down by the English and oppressed and blah, blah, blah. Yes. But now it's 2020. And I don't believe any of the Scottish Klansmen are thinking about the name right now. But every student athlete at SFU is thinking about the name, because SFU is in the NC2A, you know, Division 2. And anytime you go, they have to go to the US to play. And guess what the name conjures up anytime they go there? I'm going to give you an example of that. People with white hoods, on horses, with torches, or people with white hoods walking they're protesting, walking down in the middle of the street with white hoods on, right? But I'm gonna go back to when they on horseback with hoods, with torches. Either they're gonna be dragging a black person down the street because they're gonna lynch them, or they pulling a cross that they gonna now place on somebody's yard and light it on fire, or they gonna throw the torches into somebody's house and burn somebody's house down. This is what the Klansmen did. This is what this name conjures up. This is what it invokes in my head. So SFU, you need to change the name, because it doesn't just conjure up a bed of roses. You feel what I'm saying? It conjures up brutality. So you need to change the name. And people who think that the name is because of, oh, you know, the Klansmen from back in the day, when the oppression of the English is why they called it the Klansmen. I don't think so. You need to understand what this means now in 2020, and we need to change it, because it doesn't just, it's all about oppression and brutality, lynching. You feel me? That's what that name conjures up right now when I think about the Klansmen. And then we go with the Washington Redskins, man. And I know we have the several ones, the Cleveland Indians, the Atlanta Braves, and the Chiefs, and all them. But the ones that right now is over 100 years, the Washington Redskins have had this name. And up until maybe 10, 12 years ago, the owner of the Redskins was like, man, I ain't never changing the name. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you think that this dude just had an epiphany of, wow, you know what? The Redskins have been, you know, it's a racist name, and it conjures up something that the Navajo Indians were, you know, Redskins. You think that he was thinking about the Navajo people when he had the epiphany? No, he wasn't. It's all about money. You see what I'm saying? Money trumps racial equality, man. Because this is what this dude is the reason why he's changing it. He's gonna change the name. It's because of money. FedEx Field that they play on, the sponsor is FedEx. Nike took down the sponsorship. You feel what I'm saying? All the merchandise, you can't find it anymore. And there's a lot of people upset about that. But They ain't upset about what it was, the name was doing to, it represents to the Navajo people. You see what I'm saying? And this is where the same thing about the Edmonton Eskimos or the SFU Klansmen, Chicago Blackhawks, Atlanta Braves, Cleveland Indians. You see what I'm saying? It's what's in the name. Can you feel me when I say all these things? The name represents something. And it conjures up an image. And if you are sitting there thinking that I want to keep the name, and you can still, and if you can see the image of what I'm seeing, you should say, you know what? Wow, you know what? That name needs to be changed. Because we can't be having that in 2020. And that's what I'm saying to y'all. Because if it doesn't evoke change in your heart, you are still on the side of these people that's saying, you know what? Racism is okay. Discrimination is okay. Police brutality is okay. Systemic racism is okay. Institutionalized racism is okay. So this is what I'm saying, what's in a name. Can you feel me? So people, let's get it together. Sit down and make sure that we sit down and have a conversation with people about these names and about this name. And don't be swayed, man. You've got to get from the past to the present and move to the future. And we want to have something that we can look to in the future. That's what I'm talking about. You feel me? That's what's in the name. So, remember, we still going through a pandemic, y'all. And for all you young cats out there, man, you need to understand. You need to keep yourself safe. And don't mess around. Wear a mask. Social distance. Hand sanitize. Do whichever you got to do. And remember that this doesn't just affect you. And do not be selfish. It affects your entire family. Can you feel me? So stay safe, y'all. Wear that mask. Yo, I'm your man Valentine, baby. If you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine. What's in the name, y'all?